Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine once bought a house. Not a dream house, not a terrible one either, just a house. He didn't overpay, he didn't rush, and he didn't hesitate for too long. But guess what happened 2 years later? Prices exploded. And suddenly, the question wasn't, was this a good house? The question became, why didn't I wait? Nothing went wrong, but everything felt wrong after. That's how timing uncertainty works. It doesn't announce itself as confusion, it shows up as self blame after the fact. Here's the tough part. When something clearly fails, most people say, okay, that didn't work. But when timing is unclear, when things stall, stretch, or drift, the mind doesn't blame the situation, it blames the person. It's a normal day, you're moving into mid afternoon, you're waiting, nothing moves, no confirmation comes back. And a quiet thought creeps in and says, if I understood this better, I wouldn't be here. That's when timing gets personal. Here's another example. You're at the airport. Your flight is delayed, no explanation, no new boarding time. If the screen says cancelled, you're frustrated but oriented. But if it stays blank, what do? You start pacing, rechecking the gate, rereading your ticket. You start imagining every possible outcome and eventually feel stranded when no information appears. Waiting without context feels accusatory. Timing uncertainty does the same thing. You're not told whether you're early or late, so the mind invents a verdict. Maybe I misread this. Maybe others knew something I didn't. That's when confidence starts leaking. You look around, other people appear to be moving. Posting wins, acting certain. You don't know their timing, you don't know their trade offs. But uncertainty has a habit of borrowing other people's confidence and use it against you. So instead of asking, what phase is this? You ask, what's wrong with my judgment? That's the trap. Timing uncertainty feels isolating, even when it's happening to everyone. Because silence doesn't feel shared, it feels targeted. Now, here's the part nobody talks about. When timing is clear, even if it's bad, the nervous system relaxes. Loss hurts, but ambiguity exhausts. Waiting with no signal keeps the mind scanning non-stop. You replay past decisions, trying to justify why nothing is happening yet. And the longer that goes on, the more timing gets fused with identity. You stop thinking, this isn't aligned. You start thinking, I'm out of sync. And hesitation grows. Uncertainty keeps asking questions you can't answer. And the hardest part of all, there's no obvious mistake to fix. Just a stretch of time that hasn't revealed what it means yet. That's why timing uncertainty feels heavier than being wrong. Being wrong has an edge, timing uncertainty has a fog. And in fog, the mind assumes it's the one that took a wrong turn, even when the road itself just hasn't cleared. That's why people carry timing pressure privately. They don't say this phase is unclear, they say I should have known better. Because waiting without feedback turns neutral delays into personal stories. And that's how timing, which is external, situational, and shared, quietly starts feeling like a personal flaw, even when it never was.